Hello student, welcome back. Today we will learn our remaining points from chapter number 2, parallel lines and transversal from standard 8. Let's revise our first video. In our first video we learn parallel lines, transversal, angles formed by only transversal, in that subpoints, corresponding angles, interior angles and alternate angles. In alternate angles there are again two subpoints, interior alternate and exterior alternate. Now let's move to our remaining points. In this video we will learn angles formed by parallel lines and transversal, linear and opposite pair of angles, properties related to angles formed by parallel lines and transversal, and some remaining examples. Let's see the first point, angles formed by parallel lines and transversal. Here in this diagram, line A and line B both are parallel lines and line C is their transversal. Due to this line C, there are total 8 angles are newly formed. Out of these, some are corresponding angles. You know that which angles are corresponding. Angle P and angle T. Similarly, angle S and angle W. Angle Q and angle U. And the last pair is angle R and angle V. These pair are of corresponding angles. Let's see interior angles. Here interior angle means those angles which are at one side to the transversal and interior side to the given lines, means here line A and B. Therefore, angle S and angle T, this is the pair of interior angle. Similarly, angle R and angle U is a pair of interior angle. Let's see the next, interior alternate angles. Interior alternate angles means angles on alternate side of or to the transversal and at interior side of given lines, that is line A and line B. Therefore, this angle S and angle U both are interior alternate as well as angle R and angle T. This is the next pair of interior alternate angle. Let's see pair of exterior alternate angles. Here again, angles, those angles which are at alternate side of transversal and at the exterior part of line A and line B. Therefore, this angle P and angle V is a pair of exterior alternate. Similarly, angle Q and angle W is a pair of exterior alternate angle. Now let's see pair of linear angles. Here two angles are drawn, angle A and angle B. In this diagram, this ray is a common ray of both angles and the remaining rays create one straight line. Therefore, if you add this angle A and angle B, you will get 180 degree. Therefore, the property of linear angle is linear angles are supplementary angles. Supplementary means its addition is 180 degree. Let's see the next pair of opposite angles. Here two straight lines makes 4 new angles, angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D. Angle A and angle D is a pair of opposite angle. Similarly, angle B and angle C is a pair of opposite angle. So the property related to opposite angles is opposite angles formed by two straight lines are congruent, means their measures are same. Now let's see property of corresponding angles. Here each pair of corresponding angles formed by parallel lines and transversal is congruent angle. Let's see how it is. If you take angle P, that is this one, by using scissor, if you cut it and place it over here on angle T, it will merge with each other. Therefore, you can say this angle P and angle T both are congruent angles. Similarly, you can say that angle S and angle W is next pair. So, the corresponding angles formed by parallel lines and transversal is of congruent angle, means having same measure. Let's see the next property related to interior angles made by parallel line and transversal. These angles are of supplementary angles. In next slide, you know that this angle Q and angle U both are corresponding angles. These corresponding angles are formed by two parallel lines and one transversal. Therefore, this angle Q and angle U are congruent. Now, this angle Q is congruent with angle S because both angles are opposite angle. Now, if you add it, its addition means addition of angle U and addition of angle T is 180 degree. Here also its addition is 180 degree. So angle P and angle T again both are corresponding angles. So again if you add here, its addition is 180 degree because angle P and angle S both are linear angle. So you can substitute instead of P, T, because angle P and angle T both are corresponding angles. Therefore, its addition is 180 degree. Similarly, you can say addition of angle R and addition of angle U is again 180 degree. Next, see property related to exterior alternate angle, interior alternate angle. Here, this angle Q is congruent with angle S. Both are opposite angles. Angle Q congruent with angle U, corresponding angle. So in this both equation, angle Q is common term. So you can say angle S and angle U are also congruent because you can substitute at angle Q, angle U. So this angle Q and S are opposite angle, both are congruent. Therefore, angle S and angle U both are also congruent. Similarly, angle R and angle T. Again, these two interior alternate angles are congruent. Let's see the next one. Property of exterior alternate angle. Here, this angle P is congruent with R. Both are opposite. Again, this R is congruent with angle V, corresponding angle. So you can substitute here angle V. So angle P and this angle V are congruent because both are opposite angle. So therefore you can say that this angle P is congruent with angle V. So these both pair exterior alternate pairs are congruent. Let's solve some questions based on these angles. Here is a first example. In this video, in this diagram, line AB is parallel with line CD. Line PQ is their transversal. This line PQ intersect both parallel lines at point P and point N. If major angle PMB is equal to 120, this measure is given 120. Find the values of MNC and MND. Major angle MNC is this one and major angle MND is this one. To find out these values, first substitute this 120 degree in this diagram. So this is this substitution, and we have to find out major angle MNC and major angle MND. You can find out this angle by two ways: by using this linear angle, otherwise by using this opposite angle. Here I use opposite angle. So major angle MPMB and major angle AMN are congruent because both are opposite angle. Now here I substitute value of major angle PMB is equal to 120 degree. Therefore, this major angle AMN is equal to 120 degree. Now, to find out this first question mark, that is the major angle MNC, here I am using this AMN. Both angles are interior angles formed by two parallel line and one transversal. Therefore, both are supplementary angle. Their addition is 180 degree. So here I substitute the value of AMN, which is equal to 120 degree. So if you take this 120 degree to another hand side, it will become minus and its subtraction is 60 degree. So therefore, this measure of angle MNC is 60 degree. Let's solve the next angle MND. Here you can solve this MND by using two methods. First one is linear angles. You can add these two angles, means angle MNC plus angle MND. Because both are linear angles, its addition is 180 degree. Here I use this angle MNB and angle MND. Both these angles are corresponding angles. So by using this corresponding angle property, this major angle MND is equal to 120 degree. Let's solve next example. In this figure, the name of angles are not given directly. Line A and line B both are parallel line and line C is their transversal. Here two measures of angles are given, 5x and 3x. Here we have to find out value of x. To find out value of x, we have to correlate these 5x and 3x with each other. You can choose two methods. First one is corresponding angle, otherwise interior alternate angle. Here I choose second method. This interior alternate angle is not given, therefore I consider this interior alternate of this 5x be angle P. Therefore, this angle P is congruent with 5x because both are interior alternate angles. Now, this angle P plus angle 3x is equal to 180 linear pair angles. So if you substitute instead of px, angle of P 5x, you will get addition 8x. So take this 8 to another hand side, it will become divide, and its answer is 10. So thank you for watching. See you in my next video.